Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Uh-oh. Gotta set this stuff up. Ready to go. What's going on, subscribers? What's going on, chat? What is going on right now? Let's get it. Let's go. Welcome to the live chat today. We have serious news, breaking news on this chat right now. I need everybody to click in and tune in today. We about to get into this. Waiting on everybody to get into the chat. Man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. For real. We got to get into it, you guys. I mean, it's a lot of information that's going on that's circling on the net right now concerning Nolan Lyles in a situation that is going on. Is we have new audio. We have more audio that in videos that, you know, of course I can't show videos on my on the live because I'm not doing OBS right now. But I can let you hear the audio. It's a lot going on concerning this brother. You feel me? And it gets more like weirder by the day. Like everything is starting to really come out in this situation, in this case, and people not really realizing how detrimental this is, you know, to the black communities. But at the same time, yesterday we heard the live about, you know, we heard the live, you feel me, and we heard the audio, and it blew my mind how the girl in the background was saying that he was, you know, he was dead. You see what I'm saying? And that's weird to me. You feel it's very weird because it's like it's like a cover up right now. It's like a whole cover up with this situation that's going on. And we as grown-ups and people, we must chime in on this. Let's get it. 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 Let's go. You know, sad situation that happened. But we're gonna get into it. We trying to let everybody get into the live today. People just starting to really know what's going on. Thank you for the gift. At Sister J33, I appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. But it's just a lot going on in the situation. Like I think people don't really realize how detrimental this is. It's a lot tying into this that we got to talk about. You know, this young brother had passed away. Everybody know the story about Nolan Wells and about what happened to Nolan Wells. Nolan Wells, he was murdered, allegedly murdered on Horn Island. Yesterday I heard the audio. The audio was, you can hear the audio background of the girl saying, "Is he dead, Nolan?" You know, and I got more audio to show you guys as time go on. We gonna just discuss the situation right now, involving this man. Even the lady, even the girl on Miss Rachel, even the girl on Miss Rachel, she even chimed into this. You know, this is getting viral. This has reached the whole world. Trump know about this. Everybody knows about this young man. I mean, when I tell you this is like the topic of the whole year, this is probably the number one topic of the month right now. And everybody chiming into this because this is a serious situation. This is current. You feel me? So They have not. It have not been any arrest yet in his brother's death, and that is a red flag right now. Somebody said he got drunk and drowned. It's that simple. How do you riot, loot, and burn down your neighborhood? Nobody's about to burn down nobody's neighborhood. Nobody have a riot. We just trying to figure out the facts behind this man's death. That's all it is. We trying to find out what happened to this young man. Because he has a mother, he has a father, he has family. I feel like that man needs justice. You see what I'm saying? And the best way to get justice is to actually talk about the situation. So we can put more pressure on the justice system so they can do their job instead of being radicals and turning this into a political movement. But this is not a political, this is very much a person that was a human being and has a soul that passed away some kind of way. And they don't even got the autopsy. They playing with the autopsy and everything. How you doing? Esther 2512. She's in the house. Just dash human. Somebody said death grifters. Explain that. So yes, when I heard the audio, I was completely shook to the core. Because the audio, we about to get ready to listen to another audio. Literally. There's another audio that we about to get ready to listen to, and you guys gonna be shook to the soul. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this man's death up. You just can't put in words without facts. And this is what this channel built upon. Facts. I like to go research. I like to do my study before I even speak on anything. I didn't do research. I be careful. I don't listen to the news like that. I go to sources and things of that nature. Somebody said, if you people care, then Chicago have so many murders. Well, first of all, everything that the black community has done was coming from the oppressors. Remember, the United States of America is built upon slavery. You can't knock that. I mean, that's history. It's so much history tied into that. So, have you ever heard of the oppressed taking on the nature of the oppressor? Yes, if you're being oppressed, you can take on the nature of the oppressor, bro. So what's going on in Chicago has everything to do with the Democratic Party in that city. The Democrats and the politicians, you got to understand, this is a business, sir. Don't you know that the insurance companies in Chicago is making a lot of money off of young black men's dying and they taking their organs out their body? They make lots of money. Why would the Democratic Party want Chicago to stop killing, young black men stop killing each other? Because they make a lot of money off of dead bodies. What are you talking about? Funeral homes, man, it's a business. That's why I truly like what Donald Trump said. I don't know if he was speaking racism in what he said, but I didn't feel it. He was saying that he wanted to clean Chicago up. He wanted to make Chicago a better place for both blacks and whites. You see what I'm saying? Donald Trump said, hey, I want to make Chicago a little bit better. Hey, let's stop this violence. And I believe when the National Guard came into Chicago, for the first time, people got sleep. For the first time, you heard no gunshots. For the first time, Chicago was one of the most safest cities and states in the United States history. So Donald Trump was trying to make Chicago a better place again. But when the Democrats came back into office during a Biden administration, Chicago turned into a violent city. You feel me? So it's not the fact that black people want to kill black people. It's the fact that the mentality that they took on, the rap industry is controlled by the Jews. You see what I'm saying? The rap industry is controlled by the Jews. And not only is the rap industry controlled by the Jews, the companies want to push violence on the black community, which they get money. You gotta understand, the funeral homes get money off this. People dying. Why you think Nolan Wells' body parts was out of his body? Nolan Wells' body parts was out of his body. That should tell you everything you need to know. Nolan Wells' body parts was out of his body. I'm guaranteeing you, the heart, the lungs, all of these organs was transported for millions of dollars because they need body parts. The hospitals, the funeral homes make a lot of money off of people dying, especially black people. You feel me? So this is a serious situation on this man's case. It's because the way he died does not make sense. So we got to state the facts before we actually can judge the matter. Before you judge, go get the facts, dig up important documents, look at audio, look at video, anything that can help to, you know, this case get justice. That's what we will do. Somebody say not just Hollywood, but the government. I see murder in his eyes. He craves black murder. I would say this: a lot of Caucasians, they say that, oh, black people kill each other. It's not the fact that black people want to kill each other. It's the fact that the agenda of MK Ultra, all of these mind control agendas that has been witchcraft on the black communities. You feel me? So this is what's pushing it's an agenda. It's a money-making scheme. It's a money-making situation. A lot of these companies make money off of black people dying. You feel me? Not only that, they make money off of the industry. It goes back to the rap industry. It goes back to it goes back to the hospital industry. This is a big multi-billionaire industry that they don't need no peace. This is what the devil is. Just like cancer. Cancer could be cured. They got a cure for cancer. They not gonna cure cancer is because they get a lot of money off of it. So if you get a lot of money off of something, you're not gonna change the situation. Somebody said I can bet if the tables would turn, then will be a whole lot of people arrested. It was a tragedy. Yeah, you are as simple as they come. So when you look at the situation with Nolan, he was with his friends on the boat. We have new video footage of him being on the boat with his friends. They was partying, they was drinking. You know, in the United States of America, the United States have a law set up that you cannot drink past the age of 21. My question is, on the island, there's no police officers. There's no kind of law enforcement nowhere to actually, make sure everything is going smooth. That's another red flag. And not only that, in the United States, there's a law set up that you can't drink past 21. I mean, you can't drink if you're not 21 years old. I don't condone drinking. I believe that everybody should stay sober, leave that poison alone. However, in situations like that with college kids, they on Horn Island, they drinking, they smoking weed, reefer, and then next thing you know, somebody comes up dead. I'm not saying, I don't know if these guys killed Nolan Wells. I'm not saying that they did. I'm not saying that they didn't. I don't know if they killed him or not. But I can say this: the way the audio says it tells on the person, on the people. The audio is the one that is really catchy, to the point where Miss Rachel, the kids show host, came on there on Twitter and Instagram, start speaking against the government of Mississippi, and they told her to shut up and stuff like that. Just focus on the kids. See, other white people. This is not even about black and white. Other white people are trying to figure out what's going on as well. It's not a race deal. So now I can clearly state this is not about race. This is about a person like me and you that was a young brother at the age of 18, 19, or 20 years old that died in a mysterious way. And we, as the internet, everybody's curious of how he died. You feel me? We are in 2026. Technology is at an all-time high. You can't go nowhere without being recorded. Somebody say, there were no police, but there was adults there. Yes, we don't know. We will see. Okay, have you ever heard of an adult acting like a child? You know how many people that's in their 40s and 50s still trying to act like they teenagers? You can be an adult physically, but you can be a child in the mind, in the mental. So just because there was adults there, that didn't save this man's life. You feel me? If adults is there, they should supposed to have been stepped up. Now, I don't care if you black or white. That you should step up and say, no, y'all need to stop fighting. Hey, you go over there, go back. Matter of fact, go back home, call your mother. Hey, it's time for you to go, call the police to do something. There was no law enforcement around at all, which I know for a fact is a red flag, because when you're dealing with spring break in South Project Island, Texas, if you're dealing with spring break in Pensacola, Florida, or Miami, there is going to be some type of law enforcement around. Thank you man, I appreciate you at Veron for the goal. Number one, man, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. God bless you. You feel me? It take a lot of strength and mental capacity to make lives like that. I'm telling you, it's a lot. But I will say this: we need justice for Nolan Wells. This is why I tell the black community, do everything you can to get a black political movement going. We tried to get the black movement going on in the 1960s. The FBI stopped it, which we knew that was a Black Panther, black political movement party right there. The civil rights political movement is corrupted. We need another type of black community political movement that we know that's stable, that is not crooked. We know that is able to be, come on now, that to be with us. So I know for a fact that a black political movement, if we had a strong black political movement, we would have probably already had somebody in jail right now. But when a black people are divided, it's hard to get things across. When you got all these black people divided against each other, it's gonna be tough to get a movement going on, because you got some black people want to go this way, other black people want to go this way. What about all the black people coming together and getting a political movement where we can keep laws to protect the black communities, and we also could keep laws to protect our business interests, our banking interests? If we don't come together as one people, man, we are doomed in the future. You feel me? And much more a lot of these gonna happen. It's been a lot of people like Nolan Wells that has got killed. Back in 2017, there was a young man that was with a lot of white boys, and then a police officer pulled the car over, pulled him out of the car, put him in the back of the police car, handcuffed. Next thing you know, his brains was in the seat. Mind you, he was handcuffed, he had no gun, and he wound up getting shot in the back of the head by the cops. And they covered the story up to this day. I mean, this is going to keep going on. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd. It's not about, I don't want to say it's about race. It's more so about a business. They got to keep the black people angry. They got to keep the black people violent so they can portray to the world how violent and dangerous black people are. Because nobody likes the color black. You feel me? The whole world, China, the Arabs, I mean, everywhere think that black people are a danger to the communities in society. You feel me? And that's just not the case. It's the fact that the United States of America put an image that black people are violent people, but they are not violent. It's the fact that when you take on the nature of your oppressor and you become violent and you become evil because of the drugs, because of the drugs that's in your system, the alcohol that's in the land. You feel me? It's like a silent massacre that's happening throughout the lands. Let's read the comments. Somebody said, another fool with a phone, unreal. You clearly don't know your history, son. Take it from a woman who lived 65 years. Don't be fooled by what you don't see. It's not like you see it. Crack solved that problem over trying to overreact or something like that, what she said. I'm gonna respond to that. The black people did not put the crack in the streets. Let me clarify that. The FBI and the CIA agents did that when they was going to war with Russia in the times of the Cuban crisis. There was a big war going on called the Cold War. And the only way you can fight the Cold War is you have to fund the Cold War, right? So they had to bring the drugs on the streets. Black people didn't have the planes. Black people didn't have the boats. They didn't own the boats, big boats. They didn't own big jet planes. Black people during the 1960s and 70s, they could not afford to bring drugs from Mexico and all these different places and come and fill the streets. It was the government of the United States that did this. And then in the 1970s, they started allowing Arabs and Chinese people to come over here and open up liquor stores and Chinese restaurants and black beauty supply stores inside of black communities, which was destroying the black community because all the black women wanted to have long, beautiful, hair. And not only that, a lot of black people started going to the liquor stores, getting drunk, and dying from alcohol poisoning. Then a crack pandemic came into the neighborhoods. Before the crack pandemic or the base pandemic, before any of drugs, bad things started coming, black people was building their own banks, building their own businesses, building their own corporations. So it wasn't like that we was violent. It's the fact that when you start to attack the mental, everything start to change. Somebody say, if you don't believe in Christ are doomed, you're doomed. He can come back anytime. We come from a mixed family. I have mixed grandchildren. I love black, white, everybody. It's not saying that we don't love white people. You feel me? I adore all nations because everybody got their own unique culture, right? But it's the fact that in situations like this have to stop. We gotta do it. It's first start with black people. It first start with them. They have to be able to make a decision. Do you want to keep continually going down this direction? Do you want to consistently keep going down this dark direction of violence? We gotta change that narrative about black people, and we as a people gotta come together and stand against evil. You feel me? And I feel like if black people come together and stop killing each other, stop doing other things that we don't need to do, I believe that it will be a whole different ball. It will be a better society. But first, we gotta start with ourselves first. You feel me? We can't just jump the gun and just go and say, oh, we got to do a change when they gonna point the finger and say, hey, hold up, y'all destroying each other. So we gotta first stop fighting against each other, stand with each other, help each other, and then we can start going. It's gonna take years. It might take decades for that to happen, because it's a generational trauma, and it's like curses that fall behind it. But we're gonna look at the audio that Willie D had. We're gonna react to this audio right quick, and we're gonna see what's going on. Okay, let's get it.
Check it out.
Okay, so you can hear in the background. I'm gonna read it. It says that you killed him. That is in the audio. Can we cover it in it up? Oh my God, that's what the audio is saying. You killed him. No, really dead. Now Nolan's really dead now. Yeah, this thing ain't no joke.
Then you hear somebody scream, Wyatt. The person yelling, another person go, oh.
Look.
Y'all hear that, fam? Did y'all catch that? Let me tell you what I heard. Can we cover it up? Yeah, I thought all about that. Another person go, oh. Another person said, you killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? And then you hear the person yelling, Nolan. And then you hear somebody say, oh my God, Nolan, wake up. Then you hear somebody scream, Wyatt. And then they say, again, wake up. Get the F up. And then you hear very clearly, damn it, Bart. And then No-No's really dead now. Come on, fam. Come on. Come on. Why is it that the internet, the public, seems to be more interested in this case, in solving this case, than law enforcement?
Because law enforcement is not for the peoples. And then you got to think about it. The internet actually is the one that's solving. Like, we are solving this. We are into it, man. We are digging in. We're getting information. Nolan Wells, the audio is saying that in the background, you can hear people saying, hey, you killed him. Is Nolan really dead? Like, stuff like that, as if he was beat down. So the situation is getting out of hand at this moment. Audio don't lie, man. You can't make this up. This is real stuff right now. If y'all in the chat, man, y'all like the chat up. Like it for Nolan Wells. If y'all love human life, if y'all are an advocate for human life, bro, this is still a human being. No matter if he's black, white, blue, Chinese, he's still a human, bro. Like the video for him. Nolan, man, resting, man. Hopefully this man resting with God. I don't know how his spiritual life was, but all I could do is say, if you drinking, doing all this stuff, you possibly not in alignment with God. But other than that, I'm not trying to get into this man's spiritual life. All I could say is, you know, I'm a young man as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm African American mixed with Hispanic nation. So it's like I understand. You feel me? What it feels like. I don't understand what it feels like to lose somebody that's close to you. But let's like the chat up for just do that for Nolan Wells. It's not helping me, you really helping him. You see what I'm saying? Let's go.
Work that law enforcement should be doing. This woman took it upon herself to go into the studio, use her money, her time to enhance the audio to get down to the truth in the Nolan Wells mystery. And it's as clear as it. We already heard some parts when somebody said, is he dead and all that stuff. So now we know Nolan was dead on that boat. He was dead on the so-called sinking boat. Nolan was dead.
He was.
Now, for a fact.
It's so much evidence against these folks. It's ridiculous. And there have still been no arrest. Somebody say, you obviously have no idea how investigation works. The police aren't going to release legitimate information in an ongoing investigation. That's true. I agree with you 100%. I'm not fighting against that. Everything you just said right there in the chat, I appreciate. You have your opinions. I got my opinions. But I'm not saying that that's not true. What I'm saying is that in a situation like this, there's missing pieces to the puzzle, if that makes sense. It's like almost like everything is trying to be covered up. And then the judge, Ashley Cole, which is Warren's stepmother or mother, they linked the hotline to her phone number in Mississippi. So that's kind of weird. I thought it supposed to be linked to the sheriff's office. So it's a lot of weird stuff going on with law enforcement. That's what I'm trying. It's like the judge or something is behind a lot of this stuff. And then the Republicans is trying to petition her out of office. Somebody said, rest in peace. Thank you for his family, man. Thank you. See more widespread Jim Crow in Nebraska abuse disabled brother Google Maps. The Ohio then YouTube at the Ohio 6697. I definitely would look into that. See more widespread Jim Crow in Nebraska. I'm definitely gonna look into that. The guy drowned, end of the story. That's not true. Like, did you not just hear the audio? I mean, people keep saying, oh, the guy drowned. That's the end of the story. No, he did not drown. When you heard the audio was played, somebody in the background said he's dead. Is he really dead? Then they said they was on land. How do you drown on the land? It doesn't make sense. Man, because he didn't find that just a grifting. Hello, thank you for your knowledge and wisdom. This is a racist society. Willie D is correct. They killed Nolan Xavier Wells because they had to cover up their crime of deletion. Rest in peace, Nolan. Amen. I agree with that 100%. The United States of America is built off of racism, bro. And the white people, it's not the babies, the white babies. It's not the white children. It's the adults that's putting racism. They've been raised up in racism. You bring a white girl, bring a black man home to the father. He gonna be like, why are you bringing this ninja in my house? Why do you got, and the same thing with the black community. It's the racism spirit in this land because the United States of America was built off of racism, hands down. And as a nation divided cannot stand. This is why I urge black people, before I die, I want to see a black political party. in the United States of America. I want to see us vote for our people in power, in office, in places where we know that we are not able to get paid off. We can use the black dollar to do a lot of things, build schools, build houses, build fortune with the money, and we can be able to build. You feel me? We have enough people in the United States of America of blacks to be able to have our own political party within this country. I don't know if it'd be called a Democrat Republic. I don't even think that they would. I'm saying this, but I'm saying they're not gonna allow that. People in this country not gonna allow that. They absolutely not to have a black political movement party in there. We didn't try to do that many times and things got really bad. Somebody said Gabriel. In these days, the Lord exhorts His beloved children to enter in the new land. I would like to also make money off this. Will you show me how to start my own channel? Black people love everybody. That's why we are always in this situation. Yeah, black. One thing about black people, they have a heart. You feel me? They have a good. Some of them have a good heart, man. I'm not saying all black people got good hearts, bro, because black people do something. Like, what about the guy that was on the train and stabbed the girl in the neck? She was from Ukraine. He stabbed her in the neck. So I can't sit up here and say all black people have good hearts. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that because there's a lot of things that black people have done. You feel me, to their own people and to other people, that because of the drugs and because of the alcohol, because of the spirits that comes behind these type of things. Somebody said during Trump first term, over 55,000 children were separated from their parents due to Stevens Miller's zero tolerance immigration policy. Many of them are still unaccounted for. Human trafficking at the finest. Yes, at the border of the United States of America, many millions of Mexican immigrant Mexicans, illegal immigrant Mexicans go missing every single day, and a lot of them wind up at the islands. A lot of them was at the Epstein Islands. Have you ever heard of the? Have you ever read the files? Some of the files of the Epstein. The files is so disturbing. I'm not trying to even get off of Nolan. Like I'm gonna say this a little bit. I'm gonna get back to the subject. They take a lot of children every single day and they put them on islands and they put them in sacrificial societies, and because they need to, they religion, the 13 families in these elites, they have to make sacrifices, human sacrifice. This stuff is real, man. I'm telling you, this society is dark. You feel me? And this is why I urge black people to do everything you can to find out how can we get a black majority of black political movement party. At the drop of a hat, your people act like animals. Let me suffer mental illness as well. We a conservative Republicans wish MAGA was a fourth party separated from the GOP. Yeah. The files just confirm their history. Hello, you're a liberal peasant. So let's keep going. Okay, I gotta pause that because the commercial, I can't play that. But once this go, I'm gonna keep playing audio. Somebody said the file just confirmed. Hello, you're a liberal peasant. I'm not liberal. You feel me? Okay, let's go. Let's get it. It's a lot of dark stuff about it. It's a lot of dark stuff behind this.
I take my word for it. I'll let Janetta speak for herself.
Before I play this, I want to quickly explain what I did, what you're looking at on the screen, and why I chose to approach this audio the way that I did. As a professional audio engineer with experience in dialogue editing, dialogue cleanup, sound design, and post-production, I decided to work on that C-toe call using traditional audio processing techniques rather than relying on any AI voice separation or AI enhancement. My goal was pretty much to preserve as much of the original recording as possible while making the quieter dialogue and background audio easier to hear. So I basically used techniques such as subtractive EQ, compression, gain adjustments, noise reduction, frequency isolation, and other traditional processing methods. So what I did was I separated Vicky, the sea-tow dispatcher, from Warren and the audio originating from the boat so that I can concentrate more closely on what was happening behind and around Warren, pretty much on the boat. And I specifically chose not to rely on AI because aggressive AI enhancements and voice isolation tools can sometimes introduce artifacts and distort the speech or create ambiguity around the sounds that were originally present. And for something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible. You'll also notice time code and dialogue written on the side of the screen and pop up during each segment. That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important. I want you to listen for yourself, use headphones if you have them, listen closely, and decide with your own ears what you believe is being said. And you can also return to the original unprocessed recording and compare directly with what you're hearing here. You'll also notice that my time code may not match the regular timestamp on the original uploaded video. And that's because I'm working inside a professional post-production timeline, a digital audio workstation, basically using simply time code, which in film, that's displayed in hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. Film and TV timelines are completely different from timestamps that you see when you're watching regular videos or when you're watching a movie and you hit pause. So basically, the time code on the screen is there to identify the precise location within my working session, not to represent the elapsed timestamp displayed by the original video player. And I hope that makes sense. For this first video, I'm sharing only approximately 37 seconds of the call. I originally intended to continue much further, but once I separated the dispatcher from the boat and started concentrating exclusively on the background dialogue, what I believed I was hearing became extremely difficult for me to process emotionally, and I needed to take a mental break. But I wanted to release this portion because some of the details that stood out most to me occurred very early in the call, like right at the top of the call. And so I'm gonna let the audio play. Read my transcription if you want to reference, but don't allow it to determine what you hear. I want you to listen first, listen again, compare it with the original recording, and then judge it with your own ears.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership. Oh, shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart.
Damn it, Bart. Now, Bart, they said, was supposed to be out of town or something like that.
Lied.
Now,
Bart was never out of town. Bart was at the island with them. He was actually on the same boat. You feel me? They said, dang, Bart. Dang, Bart. He said, then Bart told Nolan, get the up. You feel me? So it thing, man. Ooh, right now, God, please, God. Man, bro, I'm so tired of this, man. You feel me? Like, I get so tired, bro, of this stuff, man. This is ridiculous, bro. Black people, man, we need to come together, man. And stop fighting and killing each other. Because if we keep killing each other and we keep fighting against each other, the people ain't gonna take us seriously. Stop killing and fighting one another and stand together. Because if this, like they stand together. White people gonna stand together. Chinese folk, Mexican gonna stick together. Rest in peace, brother. Come on now, let's go.
let's go back to
What, man?
this interview. Let's go back to this interview right here of this guy. Remember this guy right here? That's Warren Hudson. Warren Hudson is the self-proclaimed best friend of Nolan. This is why the parents were so adamant about hearing from Warren because he was close. I don't know if he was a best friend because I don't know a best friend. I've never had a best friend whose house I've never been to. You know, if I had a best friend, you know, I had been to his house. Like when I think about best friend, like I never had a best friend whose house I'd never been to. But by his own admission, he had never been to Nolan's house, but they've been best friends since middle school. Go figure. I think he may even have said elementary, right? In any event, in the interview, this guy, Warren Hudson, said, my buddy. You remember he kept saying my buddy. He wouldn't say the name of the friend. Everybody else's names he called out. But he didn't say the name. He kept saying my buddy as if he was trying to protect somebody. So it appears to me that Bart is the person he was likely trying to protect.
Exactly. Bart was the one. The audio, this girl she is so smart and so amazing at her craft that she's able to enhance the audio so you can hear the background audio. And in the background audio, it clearly states that Bart, they was cursing, they were cursing Bart out because what he did. And then not only did they curse Bart out, Bart was cursing at Nolan Wells in anger and rage. And then they made up this lie like the boat was sinking and all this other stuff like that, man. They came up with a lie. They stood together. Warren know what a lot more than he know. None of them was interrogated. None of them was brought to the interrogation room yet. Mississippi is known for Confederacy. Mississippi is known for racism. You feel me? And Mississippi is one of the most racist states in United States history. I truly, truly, truly believe that Mississippi should be gentrified with a lot of Mexicans. I pray in the name of Jesus, God, please allow Mexicans to flood Mississippi. We need a lot of Hispanics to just overrun Mississippi, clean up Mississippi. And they already doing it. A lot of Mexicans is already moving to Mississippi. I pray that all the whites get out of Mississippi. Change the whole Mississippi up. Because the whole Mississippi is corrupt. That's the most corrupt state in the world. That plot of land is the most corrupt state in the world. Mississippi is one of the states that first integrated blacks into the United States of America. The worst state to be a black person. Every time I used to go through Mississippi, I hated Mississippi. I used to get sick of it. I got sick one time going through Mississippi. I hated the state. And there's only you go through Mississippi, like an hour drive through Mississippi. Coming from Texas to go to Florida, it's like an hour drive through Mississippi off of I-10, it made me sick of their state going through there. You feel me? And Warren is trying to cover for Bart because we already know that Bart has something to do with this. A lot of them had something to do with Nolan being possibly murdered, and we know that it's not a coincidence because the girl that's highly educated, she's able to manipulate, she's able to help enhance the audio background. You feel me? This stuff is really getting out of hand, man. And there's nobody doing nothing about it. We just gonna let this slide? Nah, something gotta be done. Hold on, let's go.
Yeah, fam. Yeah, now we getting down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah.
Hey, the nitty-gritty, man. We getting down to it, man.
This was trying to protect Bart. Bart is the mystery person.
There you go.
I'm not sure if Bart is the one who killed Nolan. But for somebody to scream out...
Hold up. Let's read the comments. She say, this is very interesting. Who is Bart? Warren Hudson needs to be arrested and Bart. Katie needs to be arrested as well. Kate, come on now. Accessory. Warren is an accessory. Bart. And then my question is, on the autopsy, they didn't find no fingerprints. They didn't find no fingerprints at all. No fingerprints on the body. That's some weird stuff. Bart is guilty. South Carolina is the first slave state. The boat left to go to Fort Bayou, so the grandfather could start covering up, which became an all-day thing after. They was cleaning the boat. Yo, you on being surprised by racist Mississippi coming from Texas. Don't spread false information. Man, Texas is taken over by Hispanics. The white people really more whites is more in Dallas. I've been living in Texas for 20 some years. So in Texas, there's more Hispanics in Houston, and there's a lot of Hispanics like in San Antonio and stuff. More Hispanic and Cubans and stuff like that. All the white people in Texas is really in Dallas. You feel me? Dallas, Plano, Texas, McKinney, Texas. Really more whites than anything, but really the Mexicans is running everybody away. This whole state of Texas, it turned into Mexico. Let's keep going. The fact somebody said in so many comments, yo, you on being surprised by racist Mississippi coming from Texas. Joey, don't spread false information. Katie and a mother are the two women in the audio. The mother is a judge as well. Yep. Man, they didn't kill him, but they definitely covered up something. You be sure to do the same. Them boys were all friends. It wasn't some black backwoods Mississippi racism. An accident happened and they got scared. That what most people think at this point. The fact that they erased their social media before Nolan's body was even found is grounds for automatic arrest. That's true. Whites ain't got no straight spoiled mayonnaise. Most blacks are too emotional. Blacks kill blacks. No one says anything. But if they think a white person done it now, it's a problem. A fight happened and went way too far, which killed Nolan, and they started to cover it up. Yeah, it could have been like that. Bold enough or stupid enough. So it could have been that way. But now we get into the nitty gritty of the case. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like the cheddar. There's a reason why it wasn't you people who created the rule of law. Don't trust white man, period. Statistically, they not safe. Goofy. I can't read that. Somebody said there's a reason why it wasn't you people who created the rule of law. You gotta understand in this time and day and age, there's a lot of secrecy. It ain't like it was in the 70s and 80s where there was the KK movement walking the streets and stuff like that. None of that. On this end, it's more quiet. You feel me? They more quiet. You know, with the racism, it's not secret racism now. It ain't loud like it used to be. You see what I'm saying? Because black people crazier now. You know, you can't just go to a black person and feel like you're gonna just try to bully them. You feel me? You just can't do that on this end because you might be hurt. You possibly will be killed. So let's keep going.
It sounds like Bart has some type of involvement. At the very least, every single person who was on that boat
Y'all like the chat.
is an accessory. At the very least, after the fact. And they all tampered with evidence.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
none of them have come forward to tell the truth.
Facts. Facts.
So let's break it down. So we got inconsistent stories.
Facts.
The girl said
Look.
they went to see, Nolan went to join his friends, to rejoin his friends. The so-called friends said Nolan went to go join the girl and took off. We never seen him again. We got the boat situation where the boat was sinking and it was an SOS. They needed towing. Then they tell the towing company, don't worry about it. But before they tell the towing company, don't worry about it, the towing operator, Vicky, I believe, asked them if they needed the Coast Guard. He said, no, we don't need them. We don't need them. Dude, you got a sinking boat. You need any kind of help you can get. Coast Guard is most equipped to handle something like that. The towing company just towed a boat. But the Coast Guard can come out there with helicopters and all kinds of stuff, and uh, uh, life jackets and extra boats. They can do whatever they can do whatever. They are fully equipped to handle boats and passengers who are in distress. Right? He said, "No, we don't need that. I know if I'm on a sinking boat." And they say, "Do you need the Coast Guard?" Hell yeah, I need the Coast Guard. I need the Coast Guard.
Everybody. You feel me? I'm about, yeah, sharks in the water. I'm scared, man.
The Coast Guard, any damn guard. I need everything. I'm sinking. But they said, no. We don't need that. So you got that situation. Then you got the phones, which is one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle. You got the phones where they held his phone, knowing that he was missing. They held the phone.
See, my white brothers and sisters. My white brothers and sisters on this chat. I respect you, bro. I really do. I respect the white women and the white brothers. But stop being in denial, bro. Like that's the problem. You in denial. That's the biggest question of this case is the fact that they had his phone. There was a video of them already fighting earlier that day when they took Nolan Will's phone because they were trying to look at pictures of. They felt like Nolan was dealing with a girl. I don't know if it was Bart girl. I don't know if it was Warren girl. It was one of the white females Nolan was dealing with. And they got sick and tired of it. And they wound up executing him. Something Nolan did to trigger anger. Because in order for you to kill somebody, you got to have hatred in your heart. In order for you to kill, the Bible tells you before you even kill somebody, you already thought about it. Premeditated. You already premeditated about it. So the fact that you guys don't look at facts the way I look at facts and do research the way I do research, it baffles me. I think a lot of time some white people are in denial. They don't care. You feel me? But instead of being, like, okay, he's black, I don't care about him. Because if he was white, all the white people would be like, man, they'd be standing up. They'd be trying to fight. Hey, what's going on? If this black person should go to jail for life. When Austin Metcalf died, everybody, all these white people wanted Carmelo Anthony in prison for life, possibly death. You feel me? So why the world would you not be like equal justice? You feel me? Why you don't like equal justice? Thank you, Sister J, for the 100. Thanks. Why do you don't like equal justice? Because there's underlying racism. So I'm gonna let you hear from the white side. Ooh, I'm gonna let you hear from the white lady. The white lady. I'm gonna let you hear from her. I'm gonna let you hear from her. I'm gonna let you hear from the white lady that actually is a political republic or a conservative. You feel me? Let's see what she got to say.
The public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan. But we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires.
Well, it doesn't seem like you did that shit with this audio that got released. Y'all sit back and enjoy this. We about to cook with hot grease and goddamn
Let's get it.
Sauce.
Let's go. Can we get a light?
So assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Thorn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the word coming up, sir? How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee for service come up under Jerry. It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking. And he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, y'all don't pay that man no mind.
He said
You know, one thing Texas Carnage, bro. You know, he cool. You feel me? So, sometimes you gotta just pay him no mind, man. It's like a baby wanted Mom, I want some breast milk. You know what I'm saying? Mom, I want some attention. Texas just wants some attention, man. You know, if y'all want to give him some attention, I don't pay him no mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You feel me? Let's keep going.
on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18. And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said I tried.
Didn't happen. So what I want to do is I want to play a certain portion of Officer Tatum's goddamn interview where they act like these youngins said there wasn't panic and I seen him with her and her with him and magically I just took a picture because that's just what you do. What do? Hey, y'all smile for the camera. Was that what that was? Because Nolan got a girlfriend now? What was the point of the picture? Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Roll it.
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled at him, yelled for Nolan. Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues, and no, he didn't say that. He was panicking. Nolan,
Bro, just lying.
get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride it with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times.
Why you won't say his buddy name?
Get on the boat.
That's the sketchy thing about it. Why won't you say the dude's name? We know you, but why won't you say your buddy name? Your buddy name is Bart. That's what your buddy name is, bro.
But we're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. It's not like we just left him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat.
He said, you so wrong for that picture backdrop. Hey, that's kind of clean, though. You feel me? Because that's how he probably was. Scared for his life.
She heard people yelling.
Correct.
For Nolan to get on it. Is that
Yeah,
true?
and I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking, and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day. My buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat.
Okay, I got to block. Yeah, that's it. So pretty much, we seen the audio. We heard the audio. We heard the enhancements of the audio through Willie D, YouTuber Willie D. Shout out to him. He played the audio where it was a cover up. You feel me? So the audio said that the girl was saying Nolan's dead. Did y'all kill him? Then they start cursing out Bart, and Bart start cursing at Nolan. Get up, get up. So it's a lot of, and then it was a video that was circulating through the internet saying that they had a clip of a video of them beating on him. So it's a lot of things that we gotta just discuss in this because I don't know what the world. It's so much stuff with this cover up, man. It's a cover up for real. Let's get to it. Let's see what he got to say.
She saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat.
So, DA, I want to understand this part. Your officer said that they talked to witnesses and all this shit. Everybody said they talked to somebody, but only this fool talked to people? Only this fool made these youngins available? Huh. Y'all see if y'all can catch how this attorney general really don't want to do her job, but they are making her do her job?
I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this.
Yeah, they already had Nolan funeral. Let's get to the comments. Somebody said, cover up like none other. That's because the black is silent gets arrested. That's why there's no need to riot when justice has already been served. This is just speculation, brother. It's the neighborhood thought that runs through these homies. I may be late on this, but did Nolan have a funeral? Yes, Nolan already had his funeral. It was a sad funeral, man. I honestly was going to close. I was this close to going to, but I didn't know. It was so quick. I didn't know the information. Black people, on the other hand, have to take matters into their own hands for justice and proper arrest. I'm going to keep saying it. 18 USC Channel 96. Racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations. RICO, every single one of them. Exactly. Ruiz was shot because he got caught. I'm a brain dead black people on here just making up lies of poor colored me morons. Can we see y'all jealous of your face? We see it every day. So, like this lady is an attorney, right, of the case. You feel me? And I feel like she don't want to do her job. She talking about, we know how y'all concerned about it. The persecutor got to do their job. They can't How long is it going to take her to make an arrest? The audio has came out. You bleep the audio out. I mean, what else do you got to do to get an arrest? Because it got to be some kind of something is being covered up, man. Somebody is in higher power covering this stuff up. Let's get it.
Injury proceeding. As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding, or compromise the fairness of the legal process. My obligation extends to and requires me to use reasonable care to ensure investigating agencies avoid making those statements and releasing information as well. These rules exist to protect the search for the truth, not to prevent it. When the public asks, what about this, or have they looked at that, or did they think about this? The answer is yes. Those are the same questions investigators ask. The difference is that we can't publicly discuss the evidence, the interviews, or what those efforts have uncovered while the
She just talking, bro.
In a world where transparency is everything, releasing things bit by bit by bit by bit by bit can only mean a couple of things. Either you're trying to lessen the blow for what people don't want to hear, or you know that you have to stop this shit because the pressure gets way too hot, way too built up. Because
that's what I'm saying. They did not think that this would not go viral, bro. When I tell you this Nolan Wales went viral, bro, it's in Chinese media. It's in Russian media. It's everywhere. The government of the United States have to do something because you got to think about it. The black dollar is needed in the United States of America. All of the United States of America have to do is snap their hands like Thanos. If the black American people with money snap their hands like Thanos, man, the economy gonna tank. Because you got to think about it. You know, black people is powerful in the United States as well. It ain't like it was in the Jim Crow laws or the black people have a lot of money. You feel me? Power. And the black people really lean on the Chinese dollar. You feel me? The black people really lean on China and other countries because it ain't like it was during the early 2000s. You got technology. You got TikTok. You got Facebook. You got YouTube. You got all these different platforms where money is not just evolving in the United States of America. You got to understand we got different currency, different multimillionaires in other currencies. That's black people. You feel me? So the United States got to be really careful. The government, the Republicans, got to be really careful of this situation because you not only have black people, man, you have a lot of Caucasians, man, too, that's in their right mind. The girl, Miss Rachel, said something about this situation. She said, man, if this was a white person, y'all wouldn't be hiding stuff like this. Miss Rachel, I would never think in a million years Miss Rachel would actually have something to say about it. But it looked like the brother said, they look like they're trying to soften the blow. Or they trying to like cover something up because they know it's linked into another situation about this. The clock is ticking on this situation. Well, I'm not going to stop talking about it until justice be served. Justice must be served in this case. And I pray for this man's mother, Nolan Well's mother. I pray for the father that be getting death threats, telling them to shut up, stop going to the media and all this different thing. The media like CNN, which Trump said he don't like the Trump even said the media like CNN and CBS are fraud. Trump don't even like the news stations. So you know if Trump say that the news stations are corrupt, we know that's real, right? We know that. We know that it's all a facade. We know that. We know that the media try to get in and twist words. The media try to strangle out the truth because the truth hurts and the truth have a certain sound to it, man. You can't fight against facts and you can't fight against truth. Like the man said, they trying to lessen the blow or they trying to cover somebody up. Period, point blank. So let's keep going, man. We're not gonna stop until justice be served. Facts. This is much more. This is way worse than George Floyd. This is way worse than any black person that died in the United States. I think this probably gonna hit mainstream. Like this is big. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
You actually are sitting here going, shit, it's about to be a flood. Let's see how much we can release. Y'all remember the term release the floodgates, and by the time the floodgates start going, the water doesn't flow fast as hell. The water flows fast as hell once it's up. It's called controlled chaos. And it seems that's what they're trying to do, because when we're listening to this emergency phone call where it seems like nobody's panicked and all this shit, but we're hearing get up, off, F, all of these things. And now I'm sitting back listening like, are we not hearing what we're supposed to hear? Now, there is a part of it that can say, man, them youngins wasn't paying attention because, Nash, what the hell would you do if you was on a boat and this shit was sinking and all this stuff and you'd be scared? Would you really be paying attention? No. I'm going to be fair. No, I wouldn't. I'd be too busy with a damn pail and going, let's get this out of here first. But there's another side of this story where shit is grim, and it sounds like Nolan Wells was on that boat.
Let's get it. So pretty much, like y'all heard, it's so much evidence, man, against it for this situation. I want to hear what Judge Mathis got to say. A lot of y'all probably don't like Judge Mathis, but I want to hear what he got to say as well. Somebody said, let me meet your white wife. She might have just leave your liver spotted for a beautiful complex. I'm glad to see everybody on YouTube knows more that the medical examiner and everybody else involved. Man, the medical examiner is the biggest false people ever, man. They probably covering a lot of stuff up. They probably paid them millions of dollars to cover it up. One thing about the internet, they're going to do their research. You're not going to get off on the internet, man, when there's so much evidence, so much video, so much footages, so much audio, bro. There's no way you'll be able to get off on the internet. The internet going to do their research, regardless of what you got to say. The internet will do their research. They will do their research. You feel me? They're going to do their research. Ain't nobody about to tell the internet what to do. The internet going to do their research, bro. You feel me? Whether you like it or not, the internet, it will do their research in this situation. Period. But let's get back into it. You see what I'm saying? We got to get back into this situation. I really want to hear Judge Mathis' interview about this stuff, man, because this thing is serious. Why? My thing to the chat, do y'all care about human life? I care about human life. Nobody, y'all worrying about the Palestine people. Okay, y'all donate a lot of money, and a lot of times you don't know what that money going to that's being donated. So a lot of people was going crazy about the Austin Metcalf situation, where now Carmelo Anthony is in prison for 35 years. But y'all had, it only took a couple of days for the jury to come back, the all-white jury to come back and say, this guy needs to go to prison for this amount of time. When he was just minding his own business, he was picked on by 2 white bullies that was trying to corrupt him, trying to destroy him. And tragically, he wound up defending himself, and now he got 35 years in prison, which I feel like the Texas, North Texas, not South Texas, but North Texas is more racist than anything. So it's just unfortunate, bro. Let's see what Judge Mathis got to say about this. I really want to hear what he got to say. A lot of times y'all don't probably want to hear it. I understand, but I think this is really, you gotta pay attention. It's a saying that say, be slow to speak and quick to hear. You feel me? Let's see what he got to say. Let's get it. Let's get it. Again, thank y'all for tuning in live. I really appreciate it. If y'all like the video, you know, it helps with the content and everything like that. The likes is free. We're not charging you to push the like button. I really appreciate everybody, whether you white, black, whether you racist, whether you're bigoted, whoever you are, bro. I appreciate you, bro. You feel me? If you can be the most racist person on the chat, man, I really appreciate you, bro. You can be the most Black Pantherist person on the chat. I really appreciate it. You could be the most Latino person, a Chinese person on the chat, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you for attending the live. I appreciate you. I thank you. Thank you for, I truly appreciate my racist brothers. I truly appreciate my black sisters, my black brothers on the chat. Let's keep going. You feel me? Because one thing about it, we're gonna bring each other together. we might fight against each other. We might fight on this chat against each other, but yeah, that's show love. That's show appreciation. That's how I look at it. Because I'm gonna say what I got to say. White people gonna say what they got to say. Let's get it.
Judge Mathis, happy to have you back, my man. So much I want to get into. Had to bring you back on to follow up on this Nolan Wells case, man.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. So much to get into. I don't want to waste no time. I want to get right into it. How you feel about this second autopsy that was done on Nolan Wells?
Yes, I think when we last spoke, that we were awaiting the forensic autopsy because the original autopsy performed by the county examiner, we just weren't convinced it would be independent, quite frankly, because we weren't getting enough information from law enforcement. And so the forensic autopsy came back, and lo and behold, even though they're trying to downplay it, and I understand.
I'm gonna say something about Judge Mathis right quick, but I want to read this comment. At KD_3988. At KD_3988 said something that kind of caught me. He said Warren went on that Officer Tatum stream as one last attempt to clear his name. That's what it was. He wanted to clear his name. He was told to do that by his family as well. He low-key knows what's coming. Exactly. He knows. Officer Tatum is the most dumbest person on the planet to me. He's the dummy. He's being paid through sponsors to be a racist against his own people, which is dumb. White people don't respect him. You feel me? Because one thing I know about white people, they want you to be real. I believe white people will respect you. I don't care if it's a racist white person. They will respect you if you stand for what you believe, whether you fall for anything. Nobody will respect you if you just fall for the dollar bill, bro. Facts. Let's keep going.
Ben Crump and NAACP and others don't want to try and jump to conclusion or step too far out, but the forensic. It's so easy.
I gotta pause that. So, yeah, Officer Tatum is a sellout, man. He's a sellout. He the type of dude that I would never want to talk to. I would never want to go on a show with him in anything because he's a big goofball. He's a big doofus to the point where he is able to get all the money. He want to rack all that money in. His wife is white. You feel me? He want to rack as much money in as possible to support his flesh and support his benefits and his ego. But I would let you know this right now, that Officer Tatum is a sellout. He's a sellout not just to black people. He's a sellout to a lot. You feel me? So it's really, honestly, bro, like, Officer Tatum, I don't really mess with Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum is a big sellout to his own people, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of things that he do that's hypocritical. He not a man to me. I don't respect Officer Tatum at all. Let's keep going.
Autopsy showed that there was what they call discoloration. No, I call them bruises in the back of the head, appearing that someone has had their hand pressed at the back of their head, at the back of Nolan's head. That's concerning to me. And so hopefully we'll get some more insight on that. I'm not sure. It seems like there's another opportunity for them to investigate something physiological. I'm just not sure, because as far as I knew, the forensic autopsy is as far as you go, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what causes new concern. And then you've had different stories coming out from the teenagers. One of the young men himself spoke out about it, claiming they had begged Nolan to get on the boat, and that he wouldn't. Then there's the woman that he's supposed to have stayed back with, I think her name Katie or something. Well, he was supposed to have stayed back with Katie. That was their story. However, Katie's friend says that Katie hasn't, she saw him only in passing on the island. Didn't stay.
See what I'm saying? He's stay fact. Let's read the comments. Somebody said he's trying to help the black community. You ignored the real problems of the black community. You need to look in the mirror. That Officer Tatum and Warren naturally did the work for everyone else with that stream. Idiots, really. Charleston White is a living legend. Charleston White is the devil. And plus, they trying to get him. A guy named Jay Prince is after him. His life is on the line. Africans that he owed money to is trying to hunt him down. I ain't trying to get into all that, but his life is a ticket. He's a ticking time bomb. Eventually, one day, somebody gonna get him. Somebody said, great live stream, hit the like button. Let's get, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Come on, man. We got 116. Can we hit the like button? Come on, bro. Y'all doing me dirty. He picked a white woman because they are better looking. That's why I picked a white woman. You haven't been around the world. You only live in the United States, bro. Calm down, man. People like, oh, white women the best looking women. Have you went around the world? You only been 1% of the world. Somebody said Ben Crump is a grifter. Like they got Nolan. Somebody said Ben Crump gets 30% of any settlement. Ben Crump is still corrupt, a little bit corrupt to me too. Officer Tatum is corrupt. Ben Crump is corrupt. The civil rights NCAACP is corrupt, bro. None of them people. It's all about the dollar. That's why you got to kind of be careful. But I would love to say that everybody on the net is helping the situation. Because the more we do live streams, the more we talk about this stuff, the more you share this information, share clips of this video to people, spread it, because we gonna get justice for Nolan Will. I'm trying to get I want to see a arrest. If I see arrest, man, I don't know how to backflip, but I would try my best to do like 5, 6, 7 backflips if for you guys. Like literally, I would make a video of YouTube of me doing backflips if we get justice for Nolan Wills. No, hands down. We need, because the more the net, one thing about the net, the internet, man, it's spreading like wildfire. And it build pressure against the Republicans. It build pressure against the judges, the politicians, to do something about it, to make an arrest. 20 years in prison, 30 years in prison, you know, and if they do make an arrest, 9 times out of 10, that person probably won't survive, especially if he's white. If you going to prison in Mississippi as a white man, you in trouble, bro, because you going into a crazy environment, you know. majority of black people be in. So you really in a dusty situation. Somebody said you're doing it for views. What else do I supposed to do it for? Do I supposed to not get on live? You gotta see what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? People just be making up all kind of stuff, man. Like, why do you get up here and say that? Like you W, like, of course I gotta be on live. Of course people gotta watch. Of course we gotta come together as a community. Doug, we gotta come together. This right here. What you're seeing is a community. It's a whole community right now. Doug, somebody said about black people. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get it.
Katie isn't saying anything at all. So it's a lot of moving parts here. And I'm just hoping it's not one of those, quite frankly, and if his friends didn't have anything to do with it and they truly left him behind, etc., etc., he had discoloration, bruises on the back of his neck. Something happened. And quite frankly, this is Mississippi, where in 1955, which sparked the civil rights movement, Emmett Till was killed for so-called whistling at a white woman. And now we're hearing Nolan Wells stayed back to be with a white woman. And he turns up dead with bruises behind his neck. That's the context I'm putting this in. It's Emmett Till, perhaps, all over.
Wow, so you feel like the dynamics between Nolan Wells and Emmett Till is similar?
Well, the dynamics are the same. He's with a white woman, or allegedly said something with, or however you view it, with a white woman, and there's a suspicion that white men killed him. And that was the case with Emmett Till. He so-called whistled as a kid. 13 was he? Whistled so-called the woman at the store. White woman says he whistled at her. What happened? White men killed him. And that's why I'm making that analogy. But it could altogether be untrue. But I'm making the analogy as a possibility. And that is the case of my thought processes.
So it was actually bruises behind his neck?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what else? Why is it only there in the back of your neck, which is coincidentally how you drown somebody? You put their head in the back of the neck and not let them up, and they try and push up, but you got their head down, so the head bruises in the back of the neck because somebody tried to hold it down or did hold it down.
Come on now, talk. Let's talk. You know, we need facts to come out, man. This thing is getting real, man. It's getting dicey. It's getting really dicey. That man, you know, because on the autopsy they had said it was red marks on the neck. Now, anybody knows that if you know forensic science, any kind of markers on the back of the neck, you're squeezing the neck down into the water, and they're gonna keep somebody going to survival instant. You swelling your arms, you pushing the neck, and it causes bruising, purple bruising on the back of the neck. So it could have went their way. He could have a lot of things that could have took place. You feel me? And it's an unfortunate situation. You see what I'm saying? And it's like we as people we gotta understand what's really going on in this situation, because this situation is a deadly. It's deadly. You get it? Can y'all hear me on the chat? Can y'all hear me? Do I have audio? I'm just trying to check. Somebody you calling, bro? I'm paying it up for a reason. Yeah, okay. It feels like it's bigger than what we think. Okay, who is justice? Yeah. So let's get back to it, man. This man chopping up, he going crazy.
Because it's the same optics. However, do I know whether it's the same? Do I know any of the factors that I'm suggesting is accurate? No, but I am making observations about the facts as I see them. And then I am, yes, speculating. And quite frankly, in the law, you're not supposed to speculate. You're supposed to have hard facts. But in this case, since nobody's given us any hard facts, we can't get in the information that we need, then yes, we're left to only speculate.
And that's dangerous. Definitely don't want to speculate, because speculation lead to murder. Somebody said even if it was an accident, the cover up will bring murder charge. It will, because you covering up an accident. Which, like, say if somebody get into an accident where they hit somebody on accident, say if a person crossing the street and you wind up hitting that person, if you leave the scene or you manipulate the scene, they can charge you with murder. It's the same situation in this situation. It was an accident, but it came down to murder. Somebody, let's like the chat. We got 92. Some people in the chat, we gotta like at least get to almost close to 100. Something else is going on, and it's weird to me. Yeah, y'all girls don't even know. Y'all know more. Yeah, speculation. LOL. Make them up. Through racketeering. 18 USC. CH.96 racketeer influence and corrupt organizations. I'm saying it everywhere. They are guilty. They cooked done. The rat will get some cheese. They should have just came clean. Covering up will make it worse for them. Yeah. So it's not gonna stop. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep happening. This thing is gonna keep going on and on until justice be served. You feel me? Justice gonna keep being. We have to have justice served. Let's keep going.
It's autopsy, right?
Yeah, and they allege now that that's standard. I'm not sure about that, so I can't tell you. I don't know about autopsies in that sense. But they said one of his lungs and then parts of his throat, and I read that that's typical, but I just don't know. And I'm not one to try and find something that is not there. I mean, we have enough that's there that we don't have to go looking too further. Did they take the organs out? Did they do whatever with the throat? Well, that's down the line. What we do know, because we don't know why and the results and what that process is. Are they taking tissues from those organs and analyzing them for further evidence or insights, etc.? We don't know. What we do know is that he left and was left and drowned, and
he said killed.
Not speaking.
He said killed.
One that just spoke about it acted as if they pressured him to leave and he wouldn't. However, they left his phone. They have that. They don't present it to his mother as a average person would. Time I get back, he didn't come with us. He left his phone. I'm calling your parents. And I understand that they didn't even call them immediately after finding out that he had been drowned or that he had drowned. So that's certainly the time that you call and say, hey, I see he's drowned. I have his phone. No, they waited. And in fact, some of the information had been deleted from that phone that had been there. And put all those things together and the discoloration on the neck and I'm convinced that someone did something wrong. Yes, I am.
It gotta be.
If it was the bruises behind his neck.
Because hold on, let me see what you gotta say. But it gotta be some kind of stuff going on in this information. If people, y'all, we have to be able to not be a person or people that's able to just be like, okay, let's just it ain't got nothing to do with me. But it's the fact that this is a big mystery. This happened July 4th. It started getting noticed around like July 12th. That's when things start to spread. It started to get big information. And now it's viral. So it's like, this situation, man, it can happen to anybody, whether you black, white, Hispanic, man, Chinese, anybody. But unfortunately, it happened around with whites and blacks. And you already know that the United States of America is they already got black people on edge already, man. So it's just, this situation is crazy to me, man. It's like, why did this happen at that? What is, I mean, why? That's why I want to know why. Why did this gotta happen the way it gotta happen, man? This is insane, man. It's like he didn't have to die. And I feel jealousy in the air. I feel like there was some type of jealousy in the air. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there was some type of jealousy in the air, man. And we can't be naive into exactly what's going on. We can't be naive into saying that this happened and that didn't. We can't be naive to that. We just can't. This could happen to any of your children. This could have happened to your kids, but it's just, unfortunate situation. This is a unfortunate situation, and this is a sad situation. Let's hear what Nino Brown got to say about it. I really like Nino Brown, man. He a really cool dude. I want to say, he probably, Nino Brown said something like, bruh, what did Nino Brown got to say about it, bro? Let me see. Somebody said, let Nolan tell the story. Their actions tell they're lying and covering something up. You gotta be covering something up to the fact that you don't want to tell exactly what's going on, and the audio don't line up exactly to the story. The audio is just off. The audio is completely just off with the situation. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stuff that don't add up. It don't add up. And it's just not something that you can just play with a lot. It's not nothing that's you can just blow over. You can't blow this over. It's not a situation that is, you just can't be like, oh, this didn't happen, or this was an accident, and just rule it as an accident. But we need to find out if this was really an accident or not. That's what we need to find out. Hiding things and playing around with people's minds that's not finding out information. You're trying to cover up a murder. You're trying to cover up something that's going on. You're not being completely honest in the situation. And when you're not honest in the situation, the Bible say all liars will have their part in a lake of fire. Not only that, the Bible said the truth shall make what's in the dark shall come to light. The Bible say within the dark shall come to light. You cannot hide lies all the time, man. You just can't hide lies all the time. Eventually, your lies gonna run out. Period, point blank. Eventually, your lies is gonna run out. And that's the sad thing about society. Society doesn't care about life. We live in a senseless, satanic society, man, where people only care about money. They don't care about nothing else but themselves. And we already know that ain't cool. It's deeper than just that. It's deeper than just that. Let's see what we got to say.
It's probably the biggest piece of confirmation that something really, really, really bad happened to Nolan. But Warren, who's one of Nolan Wall's supposed friends who rode out to Horn Island with him, he did an interview, and during his interview, he revealed something that kind of lines up everything else that we've heard since then. Now, what he says is a direct contradiction to everything they want us to believe about Nolan Wells.
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled at him, yelled for Nolan. Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues, and like no, he didn't say that. He was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm gonna ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you gotta come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. It's not like we just left him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that...
As if, by the way, it confirms their story. It's actually the contrary. Now, he said this before the audio got released, and the audio is horrific. The audio confirms to me something really, really, really bad happened to Nolan. But he said this as if this is a confirmation and not a debunking or contrary to his story. If you're saying, hey, we left Nolan on an island, we don't know what happened to him, and our proof of this is we see Nolan cradle up with Katie in his arms. And we was calling Nolan over to get on the boat, and Nolan said he's staying, and Katie can confirm this. And then Katie says, according to you guys, Katie confirmed to you guys the last time she seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over. Well, she wouldn't say that if Nolan stayed. If the last time Katie seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over, that would imply that he went over to you guys. Katie even told the family that Nolan told her he was riding home with his friends and he had to go.
There you go. Boom. Boom. See what I'm saying? They stories don't add up. They stories is contradicting. They stories is fighting against each other. They stories is not lining up to evidence and facts. They stories is dysfunctional. When you have friends, why do you need enemies? Your friends took you to Horn Island, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, and when they took you to Horn Island, did they have an agenda? Is it a story that we don't know? Behind the scenes, was this argument before? Do we have any text messages? Do we have Instagram messages, DMs? What evidence do we have that it was an issue before? Was it an issue before? It could have been a fight before. It could have been an argument before. We trying to figure this out because you're not just gonna go to an island and murder somebody without a reason behind, or there was already hatred in your heart. You can, a person that's nice, a person that is peace, you can't just get rage and just be like, okay, I'm ready to take this person out. I'm ready to do something to this. It had to be a reason behind Nolan Wills being killed or Nolan Wills dying that day. Ain't nobody just about to just go jump and just kill him. Something had to happen to make it, it had to be a fight. Something about a girl. Something was going on. And then Katie, the one that said that, oh, he was over there. He said he gonna ride back with his friends. And then we get the audio of them at the boat saying that it was 7 people. And she said, if it's 7, he said, they asked, okay, how many people is in the boat? He said there was no people in the boat. Then he turned around and said there was 7 people in the boat. But then you could hear a girl in the background saying, is he dead? So, you know, no, Nolan Wells didn't delete himself. We can't say that. You just saying all kind of Nolan Wells didn't delete himself, bro. Let's keep going.
Exactly what we suspected, which is Nolan went on that boat. Now, y'all called Nolan over at 3 p.m. Y'all was still on the island for an hour and 30 trying to figure out that boat situation. So we don't know what took place in that hour and 30. But clearly something is not sitting right. And this
something not adding up. It's like, come on, man. Like, oh my God, bro. Something not adding up in this situation. It's like the parts, the piece of the puzzles are not adding up. Somebody's playing chess right now. And that's the sad thing about it. Somebody said if it was an accident, if they were honest at first, it wouldn't be this bad. It's bad, y'all. This is on a whole nother level of just demonicness, hatred, variance, strife. This is a whole nother level of hate, bruh. Because this man body can't even rest because this is going on.
This audio made me lose sleep last night, man. Now, the audio is of the 911, well, not 911 call, but of the emergency call that Wyatt made to the boat operators or to some type of subscription that help people who are stranded on boats. So Wyatt made a call, and the operator picks up, and my God, you start to hear something very dark and grim from the beginning.
Connection.
They don't realize the AI operator already started recording because they believe they're waiting for somebody to pick up. They believe they're on hold waiting for a human person to come and assist them. So they're talking freely, waiting for this human. The AI operator is recording everything.
AI.
So that's when you hear he's dead.
That's what I'm saying. Let me tell you something. When y'all on the phone talking to somebody, or you on hold, that don't mean that the call is not being recorded. So you gotta understand, we live in a time of digital AI assistance. So everything is being recorded, everything is being on cameras, everything is being watched. I don't care if you're in the wilderness, you're being watched, you're being recorded, your call is being recorded. Trust me, they have more recordings on this conversation. The recording shows that the AI assistants pulled up the audio. And they was recording the audio the whole time. They thought they was on a call, freely, and that nobody was listening, but AI is always listening. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Yeah, let's pause this. But yeah, AI, when you're on a call, AI is gonna listen to exactly what you got to say. So you're not on a call by yourself. You're not on a call alone. They listening.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, they were not aware that was already being recorded. So they get to speaking freely. The operator picks up. Now everything changes. Everything changes. So they're panicking. Oh my God, no. Hey, operator. Everybody on mute. But they still let a couple things slip through. Now, what proceeds to follow is one of the strangest calls I've ever seen in life. This is one of the strangest calls I've ever witnessed in life. You've never seen anything stranger than this before.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like, guaranteed. I don't have the tag on
Unless you have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How many?
Somebody says, I thought he was, and then it just like drowns out. So we don't know what that means. I could have 20,000 different theories. Y'all leave me a 3. What do you think that meant? This is where it starts to get really strange. The operator begins to ask very direct questions, and they begin to act like they don't know.
Hey, y'all listen. Watch this.
They begin to half answer questions that are very convenient. Like, for example, she says, yo, is everybody on the boat and in good health? He says, yeah, everybody on the boat. Okay, what about the good health part? But that's not even the strangest part. It's about to get really, really weird.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right.
These aren't even the weird parts I'm talking about. You're going to hear the weird part shortly. But even with this, somebody's saying, check his chest. After we heard somebody says, yo, he's dead. Nolan, oh my God, Nolan, check his chest. The lady says, y'all want the Coast Guard? No, absolutely, no. That was like that was the most hard, no Coast Guard. Why don't you want the Coast Guard out?
And that's the thing I'm saying. Why don't you want the Coast Guard to come in and to, you know, rescue you? Your boat is sinking in the ocean. Then you saying your boat is in the ocean. Then next thing you know, you saying your boat is in land. Which part of the story? The thing about the United States of America that kind of like baffles me is the fact that this country is built and still goes by the morals of, you know, the ethics and morals of racism, and still builds off of that. You know, it's more hidden, but that it's still there. And this is the scary thing about this country. Like, that this country is to me, you know, you have freedom of speech and stuff like that, but it's things behind the scenes kind of gets me every time, because you hear stories like this all the time, and it's like, you know, you have so much stories like this. It's crazy, man. Like how the world, you know, this world is really coming to. You know, I wouldn't even say the world. I would say the United States. I'm just talking about the United States, man. It's built upon this slavery, bro. This slave mentality, you know, hate blacks and we gonna stick to each other and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily saying that this situation ties into racism. I would say that it ties into a lot of hatred, and because in order for you to take somebody life, you gotta have a lot of hatred towards that individual. You can't take nobody life without having that amount of hate. The Bible even say that. So somebody said RICO charge should be handled down. The DA needs to be charged on RICO to 18 USC 96 racketeer influence and corrupt organization. There you go. And you gotta think about, in this situation, one of the mothers is the judge. You feel me? So you got to think about Nolan Wales' friends have power family members. I think one of them is a judge. One of them is one of their dads is a police officer. Like, they are in government, bro. Like, this is nothing that is new. This is something that this is nothing new. So Nolan Wales' family, man, his friends, family members are in power. You feel me? One is a judge, one is in a police department. So yes, you know, it's easy to cover up a murder like this, because when you don't have anybody like on like Nolan's side to have that much power, yeah, they're gonna cover this kind of murder up every time. And that's the scary thing about everything with this case. You see what I'm saying? It's not something that you can take lightly. Like, this thing is crazy. You feel me? We heard the audio. They slowed the audio down. The audio is enhanced. Like, I mean, what more do you want? What more do you need in this situation? This stuff is real life situations right now. Brother died and something just not adding up. And it's just, it gets weirder and weirder and weirder by the day. And that's the fact of the matter, the story. You know, the audio, it paints a whole different picture of what's really going on. And if this was one of your family members, you would want to investigate. You would want to look into the situation. You would want to know what's actually going on. You know, it's a lot of things that don't add up in this situation. And I'm gonna go to another story about a person that actually, like, it's the same similar situation that actually happened. I'm gonna go to another audio. It's like it happens, like I think it happened in Mississippi, where a guy got pulled over by the cops and he wound up dying. Now, I'm gonna go find that audio for y'all because it's like it's crazy, but I mean, man, this is crazy how the world is. I'm trying to find it right now. I'm gonna find it. It's an audio of it's the same situation actually happening. Well, a brother got pulled over by the cops, and when he got pulled over by the police, he wound up like getting shot in the back of the car. And that's the crazy thing about it. Let me see. Hold up. Let me see this. People. Hold up. Yeah, it's crazy. Somebody said the United States only have slavery for 89 years. Nah, man, it was a long time than that. You know what I'm saying? It's been slavery, bro. It's nothing new. This country been racist. And that's the fact of the matter. It's a lot of things need to be changed in politics. A lot of things need to be changed in life, period. What about the girl that passed away in Africa? Like, she was married to this white man, and she wound up getting looked like she was strangled to death. And that's the story I'm really trying to find. I forgot the girl name. She had literally passed away in Africa. I don't know. I forgot the name of her name. Let me see. Hold up. Yeah. In Africa. She got killed by that white man. Like it's crazy. And they still, I don't know if they released him or not. Ashley Janae. Same situation. Ashley Janae died. You know what I'm saying? Died. Let's see what he got to say about it. Yeah, Ashley Janae. The same situation. Ashley Janae, she was in one country in Africa, I think Tanzania, and she wound up getting strangled. Like this story weird too. You feel me? This story's still weird, man. Let's see what Nino Brown got to say about it.
Bam, bam.
Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. Let me. What's the name coming on? But somebody said when the truth comes out, they're going to cook up a story about how aggressive he was, and they were only defending themselves. They're going to fake up even more ridiculous stories. That's exactly what's going to happen, because everybody going to believe it. Because the way that people look at black people in the United States, they look at black people in the United States as violent.
In them jungle fever relationships while the white spouses are still alive. Y'all women love to air when another shade of gray got some goddamn money and want to spend it on your way. Y'all love to jump ship on your own time, lost your damn mind, and fall in love with Max, Ted, Jacob, and Tom. but then want your black brothers and sisters to cry you a goddamn river when they unalive your gold digging ass. Check this out.
Yeah.
Black spouses in these pictures are dead.
Come on now. Like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. You just can't. You feel me? Like, it's just a consistent thing, man. Like, I mean, you can't make it up. Nolan Wells is not the only black person that actually died like this. Nolan Wells would never be the last. He won't be the last black person that died like that. You feel me? It's gonna consistently be another black person. It's gonna consistently be a issue. You know, that a beautiful young lady, Ashley Wells, died. You feel me? And she died for no reason.
Elvin Osborne said he would rather F a dog than F a black woman, but the dog gotta be white. Christian Obumsumi, whatever his last name is, did nothing but fetish over white women and degrade black men and black women. And Ashley Janae said ever since she was in the 3rd grade, she's been wanting to have mixed babies, and the black men wake up every day and embarrass black women. If you gonna date outside of your race, you are entitled to. But if you gonna disgrace your own people, delete it right now. Because the moment you get out of here, boy, they're gonna find it, boy. And they're gonna disrespect you. The type of person that disrespects their own race, uplift another, is the worst type of person to me. But rest in peace to everybody involved. R.I.P. Rest in preference. Because I don't feel sorry for nobody that want to get in the bed with Karen and Ted. There's no way that I'm going to marry a Karen, because every time I look at a Karen, I'm going to look at you and be thinking about my ancestors and what they went through. I'm going to be thinking about Coretta. I'm going to be thinking about Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. Now, I'm not mad at the biracial dating because somebody loves you, baby.
Come on now. Somebody say slavery lasted 400 plus years. Youngsters, do your research. Less than 200 years since being abolished. Less than 100 years ago, dealing with a segregation inequality in the oh so heinous era of Jim Crow laws. Come on, man. Yes. Yes, it has. Racism has been here for a long, long time. It's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing new. But the thing about the black community, they are very uneducated when it comes down to situations like this. You gotta be aware of situations. You gotta be aware of what's going on. Because a lot of people don't know what's going on in these type of situations. You want to be careful. The Bible say don't be unequally yoked to unbelievers. Somebody that don't have your own interest, somebody that don't have your own belief and your own interest, you'll be yoked up with a person or people that you feel like is your friends, will always turn around and do something heinous to you. You got to be careful who you hang around and your family members and the people that you associate yourself with. Nolan Wells was around people that he felt like was his brothers, was his friends, but turned around and against him. How many black people and Hispanic people have become missing in Iraq? How many black and Hispanic people have come missing in Saudi Arabia? This is nothing new. In the army, you got a lot of black people coming up missing. What about the black Latino girl that came up missing in Iraq, bro, during 2008, 2010? So this is nothing new. I think that people just gotta be careful. Listen to the voice of God. Have God on your side, and because He's your author and your protector. Be careful of who you associate yourself with, because you could be laying up with the enemy. You could be laying up with a person that don't have their interest into you. You know how many people that you gotta separate yourself from people that don't value your life. Because if you don't have a sense of awareness, if you don't have a sense of protection for yourself and your self-worth, you will be devalued in your life, or you might be unalive because the fact of you was being too nice, you was not aware. See, Nolan Wells went to the island of Horn Island drunk. He was intoxicated, but it got dirty in a bad situation. When you when you're drinking yourself to death, You already kindly unconscious because you really not in your right state of mind. I'm not saying that he was not in his right state of mind. I'm just saying in his system he did have alcohol in the system. But when people is outside their mind, they do some heinous things. This young man probably was talked to a white woman, a white female, and they got jealous of that. You feel me? And they wound up unaliving his brother. And now his parents got to live with this for the rest of their life. The people that was involved got to live with this for the rest of their life if they don't come forward, or if the investigation don't go forward. They're trying to do the best they can to cover this up to make it seem like this was just an accident. But this is bigger than just an accident. This young man passed away violently, and people want to cover this up. This brother had a parent. This brother was a successful young man. He was in college. He was in sports. He was not on the streets doing dope. He was not on the streets, and he was in the drug dealer. He was very much a successful, black, intelligent young man, but he made the wrong decision by going to the island. Honestly, if I was his dad, man, I would have him in the Bible. I would have him in church. I would have him focus on what's important. Because when I tell man, son, don't go around these crowds. Don't go around these people that don't really love you. Don't go around these people that want to mistreat you. Go around somebody that's in your like interest, in your like-minded. Because one too many black people on Horn Island. So if it wasn't a lot of black people on Horn Island, then what makes you feel like that you should be on there too? There, oh, I did this before, Dad. I did this before. But that doesn't mean anything because anything is bound to happen. You see what I'm saying? Anything is bound to happen. You don't want to be caught up in a situation where you can't get out of. You don't want to be caught up in a situation where this can happen to you. This is a situation that we gotta pay attention to, you guys, and it's a sad situation. I wish this would have never happened, man. This happened to this young brother. His family got involved into it. His mother was trying to look for the phone. I'm pretty sure the audio revealed some things. The mother heard the audio. They had this funeral. Beautiful, beautiful funeral. Everybody came together. It's a sad situation, and it's gonna keep happening, and it's gonna keep happening. School's gonna start back. If they don't have justice for him by then, another situation gonna wind up happening. Like school coming back. You already know when school come back, school shooting start. You feel me? School shooting starts because you gotta get out the chat, bruh. Okay, yeah, you gotta get out too. So yeah, school shooting start. So this story gonna fade away, and then next thing you know, once this story fade away into the wind, this story fades away into the wind. There's another story that's gonna happen. It's gonna keep going on and on and on and on and on. And this is why I urge people to, check on your loved ones. Check on somebody that you most love. Because you don't know, tomorrow not promising nobody. Life is like a vapor. It appears for a short while, then it's going to vanish off the scene. Life comes and life goes. And then the next thing you know, you with a family member. Then next thing you know, this family member that got caught up into a situation, then died. All kind of stuff. And it's just the consequences behind a person that did not take awareness seriously. Everywhere I go, I'm aware of my surroundings. When I go to Walmart, when I go to stores, I'm not scared, I'm aware. Because I still live in a society where you might come across somebody that's going crazy. Or you might come across a situation where that don't have nothing to do with you. That's why it's important to pray. Make sure you pray. Stay prayed up in this world we live in. We live in a crazy world where people is crazy now. That zero tolerance, the attention span is short. The devil is loose. The devil trying to take souls. I don't know what Nolan Wells soul with. That's my question. How was his soul towards God? Did God give him a warning? Did he have a dream? Did God tell him to stay away from these individuals? Did God tell him to stay away? Because the Bible said warning come before destruction. So God had to tell him some type of information for him to get away from this situation, because this situation could have been avoided if he would have listened to the voice. That's why I urge my brothers and sisters to, man, push your mind towards God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. The Bible say don't be equally yoked to unbelief. Don't be what do righteousness have to do with unrighteousness? So when you're in a situation like that, things are bound to happen. He was just in an unfortunate situation, in a position. You on an island by yourself. You have no family members with you. Your daddy not with you. You don't have no brothers and sisters with you that's black. You're all alone, bro. And then you around nothing but Caucasians. If something do pop off, bro, you really on your own. You in a bad situation, a bad predicament. And sad to say, it happened to you, bro. So all I can really say is rest, man. Rest, bro. You know, he gone. He ain't never coming back. He never coming back. Once you die, that's it. That's a done deal. You die, come out that body. Your soul, where I don't know where your soul gonna go. That's the question, because people are rest in peace, rest in peace. Man, what is brother's soul that was he baptized in Jesus' name? That's why my mind at. Was you seeking after the kingdom of God? What was you doing? Was your soul intact with God? Because if it wasn't, then where was you at then? You know, at that time you was drinking, bro. And the Bible say wine is a mark of strong drink is raging. So I hate that this had to happen to him, man. I really do. Because I have a son. And I would never want my son to go through a situation like this. Like I'm gonna make sure I raise my son right. And it's a sad situation. That's why I urge parents to homeschool your kids. Homeschool them, and because you never know what situation they are getting themselves into in school. Because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. Tomorrow could be their last day. And a lot of parents in the generation really, it's not they don't care, they're not aware. Everybody has short attention spans. People's minds are so short that they can't really they don't listen. You see what I'm saying? So things is about to get real ugly with this cake. I don't believe that it's going to go anywhere without any arrest. Some arrest got to be made in this situation. Something have to happen in this. Why there has not been arrest? But when they got the audio evidence, when they have the text messages and the videos, why haven't an arrest been made? That's my question. There got to be some type of arrest, right? Because this going to consistently keep happening. If nobody do nothing about it, if this doesn't, somebody got to do something about this. Poor Nolan Wells, man. Man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's why the Bible tell you to get close to God. That's why I feel like everybody should get closer to God, man. I don't care if you don't believe, man. Start believing somewhere. If you don't believe something, you'll fall for anything. I love that statement. If you don't believe in nothing, you will fall for anything. Believe in the great God of heaven. He gonna protect you. He gonna keep you. The Bible say, what did the Bible say? The Bible tell us that if you confess your sins, he is faithful enough to forgive your sin and cleanse you up from all unrighteousness. So that's why it's important for this nation to get back to God, man. We took the Bibles out of school. We took the prayers out of school. People put God on the back burner. And I'm not telling you to put the church, lift the building up, lift the church building up. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to put God first in your life. Because when you don't put God first in your life, things can happen like this to your children. Things can happen like this to yourself. The Bible said, God said, reference me. A lot of people don't reference God. Do you think Nolan was hazed? Can you what is haze? I mean, maybe that's like a southern word or a northern word. What do you mean by hazed? Nolan Wells was, I truly believe in my gut, he was murdered, man. He was murdered. But my thing is, what do haze mean? So God tell us about coming to him so we won't go through the situation like this. I don't care if you white, black, blue, purple. You have a light, you have a soul. And God want us to get closer to him so we can be able to reverence him on a whole nother. I believe in Nolan was seeking after God. It probably would never happen to him. Because the Bible say one to put 1,000 to flight, 2 10,000. The sword which should not come upon you. That's what the Bible say. If you believe, you do righteously. When you start doing things against God and you start not listening to the voice of God, when God tell you in your conscience to leave stuff alone and you consistently keep override your conscience and you want to do what you want to do, Nolan, well, man, you don't even supposed to be dead right now, bro. You supposed to be here. You supposed to still be here. Where you at? You don't supposed to be dead, bro. But you have to listen to God, the voice. When the voice tell you, hey, don't go to that place, don't go to that party, leave this alone, and you don't listen to the voice of God, you gonna probably lose your soul. You know how many times I could have missed the voice of God, I could have died. I remember when I was literally driving and God told me to stop the car. I did not listen. I was going through Brenham, Texas, where the ice cream is created. Brenham, Texas. I was going through Brenham, Texas. I was coming from Austin, Texas. And I was driving through Brenham. And when I was driving through Brenham, Texas, back to Houston, Texas, God told me to stop the car. I want you to go to the gas station. Stop the car, son. I didn't listen to that. I got back on the road. Next thing you know, somebody was trying to end their life, and they looked at the vehicle, and they was trying to ram their a big metal truck, into my vehicle. Some spiritual force took over the wheel, pushed me to the side of the feeder, and then next thing you know, somebody behind me passed away within seconds because the truck missed me. It was aiming for me, but it missed me by hair, and it completely blew. I mean, when he hit the car next to me, it blew up. So you're not surviving that you're dead. And I'm seeing body parts everywhere. So you can't tell me that the voice of God don't tell you what to do and what not to do. I've been in a situation where God told me don't go to that store. Leave that store alone. Next thing you know, situation happened there. When you start listening to the voice of God, things like this stop happening. Somebody said, interesting, God. Where was God during slavery? Where was God when the Jews were massacred? Where was God where bombed Japan? Not once but twice. Killed thousands and thousands of innocent. First of all, you can't blame God for not being in certain situations. Come to find out, God was there. During the time of before the Jewish massacres of Hitler, there was many people telling Jews to get out of the Poland. They was mocking them. They was ridiculing these preachers and these people that was telling them to get out of Poland. They didn't listen. It was many politicians that was warning the Jewish community to get out. Some people was having dreams and visions of telling the Jews to get out. The Jews was making a lot of money. You gotta understand, bro. There was millionaires doing Jews, and in slavery, we can't blame the white man for completely of slavery. You gotta understand, it was money involved too with the black people. Black people sold some, not all black people, but some majority of the black people in Africa sold their own people into slavery because it was a money involved. And then with Japan didn't believe in God. Japan hated God. They mocked God. They was worshiping a man like North Korea doing right now. So you can't say that God was not trying to help people. People just don't listen to God. Somebody said God killed millions of people during the Great Floods. You tell me there was not one innocent person or children that did not know sin. Well, you got to understand that a curse. Have you ever heard of a generational curse? A generational curse comes down through blood, through lineages. So when you have a generational curse on you and you do something against God, it's going to fall on your children. Go back to Pharaoh. When God told Pharaoh to let his people go, he mocked God, he cursed God, and God put a curse on his son and killed his son. So I can't sit up here and blame God and say, oh, you ain't no such thing as God because certain situations in the world happen. What about the things the times that God did save people? I can't sit up here and say that God is not real because he didn't save certain individuals throughout world history. What about the times when God saved people throughout world history? You ain't gonna mention that though, right? Exactly. Because people need excuses. People need crutches to keep doing things against God. Somebody said that does not what the Jewish text said. The Jews was warned to get out of Poland. They said that Hitler was coming in during 1930s. They was already rounding Jews up to go to the concentration camp. They didn't listen because you got to think about it. The economy in Poland was very great. You understand? They was making a lot of money. But man, the Jews was making money back then. So why would you want to leave your homes and in what you got? You know. So then Germany came in, took Poland practically without a fight. Then you had the Soviet Unions came in and crushed Poland. A lot of people did get out of Poland because a lot of people heard the voice of God say, get out. Some battles you don't need to fight. Some battles, man, just going to get out of there. Like Sodom and Gomorrah. During the times of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot was told to get out. He didn't want to listen at one point. They had to pull his hand out. So I just can't sit up here and say that there's no God and God is not real because of events that happen. Somebody said Moses was given the word of God clearly states under Jewish law. Moses was talking to God before the Jewish laws came on the scene. Moses was talking to God after he killed the Egyptian man. When Moses killed the Egyptian man, he went into the wilderness for 40 years talking to God. Moses was 80 years old when he finally obeyed the voice of God to go back to Egypt to let his people go. He was 80 years old. 40 years of Moses' life was in isolation and exile. He ran from Pharaoh because Pharaoh put a bounty on Moses' head. So God told Pharaoh to let his people go through Moses. So it was before the Jewish law. Matter of fact, they was called Hebrews. I thought they wasn't called Jews until, because Jew is a religion. Jew is not even an ethnicity. So when you look at Moses, he completely warned the people, told them to get out the land. They became Jews out after Mount Sinai. That's what I'm talking about. So it's just an unfortunate situation. But I've been on live for like 2 hours. I really appreciate everybody for tuning into the live. Thank you for the likes. Unfortunately, we did not make it to 100 likes. But we made it to 62 likes, which is great. It's a blessing. Rest in peace to Nolan Lyles. He's in the hands of a just God. All I can do is say, man, justice for Nolan Lyles, man. Hopefully they get justice for him, and he be able to get justice by making arrests. You guys be blessed. Do not forget to like, come subscribe. Until next time, peace.